What's up, everyone? This right here is your man, E-Rock. I am so stoked right now. Yes, on this day, 34 years ago, there was a unique gem of a person. Some can call him unique, some can call him an ass, some can call him just a lovable person. But what I do know is that he is proud to be on this network and to be able to share this network and the creativity and knowledge that these people bring. You know what? Let's not even just go ahead and just do the rhymes, because we're going to do the rhymes because it's time. And everyone get in line, because this shit is about to get live and we are going to do it. Ooh, not just to survive, but keep it on point. Fooled you. So I did do a little rhyme. Let's bring them all on. Fresh off of the new rebranding of his channel. Same channel, different background. He'll explain it all to you. Fresh from Hildreth Media, man of racing, the man of motors. Let's give it up for Dylan. What up, brother?
No, just chilling out in a hotel room, having a nice quiet evening.
I like hotels. Hotels are cool. They're dope.
Yeah, I had to bring my own snacks though, so
he's hyped. You can tell he's hyped. All right, and this next gentleman, he says he's not growing out his hair. He's trying to fool me into thinking I'm delirious, but I'm serious. And this guy right here, he's about to bring various perspectives, because now we are about to get into every single facet. No, we're not going to lack it of any information. Joseph, it's always a pleasure to have you on here.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I bring enough to the table for you to keep having me on. So shout out to you, and nice to see you, Dylan. Welcome.
I appreciate it, guys. I am, I will say, birthday or not, I am not a birthday rat. In fact, I didn't want to even give a rat's tail about my birthday. My mom's the one who made me, actually, when I came back to visit her. She said, like, you better care about him. Like, well, you don't care about yours? Yeah, but I gave birth to you. And I said, okay, whoa, I don't want any problem. But at the same time, I've been doing more introspective kind of thinking here, And people say age is a number, age is just a number. And yeah, it's a cliche. I've come to realize that is 100% true. I mean, I feel no younger than 30. I wish it was younger, but I carry the rest of the four years in my belly right here, so that's got to change. Or in the half cake, I call a belly. But you know what else? That reminds me of so many things, because on today's show, Travis Kelce says, speaking of age don't matter, just a number, because he says he's in the best shape of his life, and he's, if not better than he's ever been right now. And there's also talk about positivity when it comes to, hey, which teams really were just as good or better off than they ever have been this past weekend in the college world. And there's other stuff to get into. We're going to try and keep things positive. We'll probably talk some shit. Of course we will, because that's what we do. Some people need to be talked shit about. We'll talk. You know what? And I have a special. Remember we did the clips, Joseph, about the funny press conferences with players. I got something similar planned for this one, and you're going to enjoy this. So everyone out there, and Dylan, everyone is going to enjoy this. So let's get into this show. First, before we start, How about opening statements, official opening statements before we get to the docket and your calling cards? Dylan, let's start with you with the new branding behind you.
Yep. I am Dylan Hildreth. Just rebranded my YouTube channel, which is now where everything is going to be on. Hildreth Media. We cover sports, video games that are predominantly sports, and then
Pretty much.
yeah, and then some non-sports topics. But so yeah, it's gonna be fun. Got it all, getting it all organized, and be set to record here in the next day or so.
Hey, Dylan, what's happening on Thursday, bro? What's happening on Thursday?
Well, we got the official first pilot episode of our podcast, which we'll get into the names of that after this. So
We shall. I appreciate your cryptic intro there. I like it. See, that's the mark of a true showman. Keep them always wanting more. I love it. Java Joe, Jovolution, Joseph, what's up, man? What are you feeling? And what's your call? Where do we find your musings, my friend?
Yeah, absolutely. Anything sports or entertainment related, typically you'll find at Java Joe Sports on the X. Link to my writing portfolios on there as well. Yeah, if we're going to talk about what I'm feeling at this point in time, I think American tennis might be back. I think we have some dogs in here now. We have some Ben Shelton. We have some Francis Tiafoe. I feel very enthused about where American tennis is headed. Guys like Isner, Roddick are no longer here playing tennis for us anymore. So this next crop, this next generation's got me pretty enthusiastic that we might get a Grand Slam here soon.
I just love that you go straight deep cut in this shit. Like we did that top 5 rivalry list, and you didn't take the cop out answers like me. That's why you won that show. Did you plugged your work, right? Java Joe Sports.
First thing is that.
Okay, I just want to make sure. Sorry, you had me so focused when you said the American, because you're 100% right. The only top seed ish, like top 3 seed left in men or women's is that dude's center. I don't think that's how you pronounce it. Sinner.
The Italian, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, the guy who got off the hook for doping. But yeah, the U.S. Open's been with. I'm so glad you shouted that out. Good shit, man. Except for Coco Gauff, just can't. Coco Gauff cannot seem to finish tournaments, and I like her, but I mean, people keep. I feel for her. People want her. She
won this tournament last year.
I know, but it's never going to be good enough because people are doing the same thing they do. So remember how Jordan was? Who's the next Jordan? Who's the next? Who's the next Serena in this case? Like, don't put that on her. That's just not fair. Not fair at all. All right, but I like her. Unless you want to wind up like Osaka, where she freaking has like a nervous, like a freaking anxiety thing. All right. Well, let's move straight into it. I mentioned a couple things. Let's get into the funny things first. Travis Kelce didn't practice today, but he describes himself as healthier than ever. And if he would just totally disregard, which I don't think is a big deal, the Chiefs told him to take a lesser role, he'd ignore it. Paraphrasing. I mean, do y'all see Travis Kelce right now on a decline at all? I mean, I don't know if I do or don't. I'm actually asking y'all. So this is like a quick take. So just around the world here. So Dylan, let's start with you, Dylan Hill.
So Travis Kelce, I think the Chiefs want to move a little bit off Kelce and give him less of a load, but they can't. They cannot afford to take the load off of Travis Kelce right now. They got a new crop of wide receivers coming in, and it's just going to be it's going to be a tough ask for Patrick Mahomes to try to spread the ball out and not put more on Kelsey's shoulders than what's already on there.
I agree. Yeah, that's true. That's a very fair point. And Joe, over to you. I think that is true. I think they have. I know that these new batch of receivers, and Hollywood Brown sounds like he's on a trajectory to come back sooner than later. But I think Xavier Worthy is well, as you can tell by my fantasy league, our fantasy league, I should say, my team in our fantasy league, I have Xavier Worthy. I wanted to get him because I have a feeling he's going to have a breakout year. But at the same time, Travis Kelce is that piece. Do you see any kind of decline from last year and going into this year?
Yeah, I don't see any decline in what we've briefly saw so far. I mean, obviously they're not going to get a hell of a lot done in preseason. Yeah, 35, 36. You don't want them playing a hell of a lot in preseason. I will say this. One of the things that I did take note of when watching the draft was seeing that they chose a tight end in the draft. I thought that was pretty telling in the sense that, you always want to be prepared to who's up next, so to speak. In this cap worlds, we need to be prepared to put guys in place that don't cost as much and that you feel is talented enough to be in that spot. So you always want to be prepared for that scenario. Shout out to Penix to the Falcons. I think I don't think you can completely phase him out of the offense, obviously. But I will say they are better prepared to kind of like divvy that role up a little bit, not on one person, but kind of like divvy up those responsibilities. We have to remember what their weapons are now. You have a Rice, you have a Brown, you have a Worthy, but behind them, you have people who have been in this system, like a Smith-Schuster, like a McCole Hardman, Noah Gray, very, very talented player.
Yes.
And not only that, even as far as like third down situations, they have P. Ryan behind Pacheco now. So that's another back pass catcher. They had that guy for a little bit in McKinnon. McKinnon filled that role for a couple of years. Very useful in that role. And now they have Samaje Perine back there to also provide pass catching out of the backfield. So they are positioned to be able to redistribute some of that energy, but guy's not done yet. Guy's not done yet.
I 100% agree. I could not have said it better. Yes, absolutely. There are holes. People are like, there's the two sides of this. It's like the splitting of the hairs when it comes to fans. I guess I should say. I don't know if I'm not using it right, but I'm gonna roll with it. Some people are just saying like, I have bet against the Chiefs too long, and hey, you know what? Until I see otherwise, fuck it. They're gonna do what they do. And then there are people that are like trying to pick out the flaws because they're saying, oh, it's KC or the field. And then they say Pat Mahomes is one man. I'm like, well, you're forgetting their defense was second in the league last year, and they brought everyone back. Darius Sneed, and they said that he wasn't as important as Chris Jones was. Chris Jones is the most important person on that defense, and they've bolstered their secondary. And like you said, Noah Gray, people don't talk about Noah Gray, and that's a big deal. He's a better run blocker than Travis Kelce. Pacheco they finally have their number one option. I think Joe and Dylan, I think y'all agree, like this is the first official. McKinnon was there more as a leader, I feel like, and he was talented. He would do what he had to. But Pacheco is like their first bona fide number one running back, right? RB1. I mean, am I mistaken when I say that?
You better be. I got him on my other fantasy team.
I better be mistaken or I better be right. I mean, no, I get, and they still have Mark Valdez Scantling. I'm pretty sure, not Valdez Scantling. Excuse me, Edwards Alaire. I'm pretty sure they still have. But no, Joe, do you think like? I mean, Pacheco showed himself to be a proven RB1, right?
Yeah. I mean, he switching the focal point of that offense in the second half of the season is largely what got them in and ultimately helped them win the championship last year. It's basically the thing that all the great coaches do. They look at their team and they take stock of what their strengths are, and they figure out how this presently constructed team's best way to win is, and then they make their decisions based on that. So second half of the season, they could clearly see that they did not have the bona fide wide receivers. They had a up and coming serviceable one in Rice. But outside of that it was going to have to be a collective effort, bits and pieces placed together to kind of piece together that offense that they knew that they were going to have to defend. They're going to have to depend on their running back and their defense. And they played to that strength last year. So I expect them to do so this year as well.
I tend to agree. And I think it just goes without saying, obviously they are they're stacked. I mean, all right, we'll go around the circle. I don't think any of us are gonna. I'd be shocked. Well, I won't actually be shocked either way. So, oh, what up, G? Hey, say hi. What's good?
What's going on, Cass?
Okay, this is my dude right here. Hey, you want to introduce yourself? Say what's good. Say what's good.
What's good?
What's
Montana here.
Welcome.
This dude is a.
I think we lost him.
I do also think we lost him.
So
He'll be back.
Yeah.
Once he figures it out. I mean, if you're gonna pick the field on any returning champion, I mean, obviously, college basketball you pick against UConn, right? You pick against Kansas City in the NFL. I mean, it just makes sense because how often have we seen three-peats in sports? I think it's a very, very simple call, very simple, like if you're gonna bet against the incumbent the third time around is the time to do it. So
Sorry. See Montana over here. He broke
back.
the computer. He broke the computer. It's his fault. Eagles fan. He broke the fucking computer.
Let's go Eagles.
Fly Eagles. Whatever.
Jeez.
Said you're a
Yeah,
you're a
can't co-sign
Ravens
that.
you're a Ravens fan, right? He said, "No, Eagles." I'm like, "That's a bird, whatever." So,
It's a bird. That's what we call E-Rock math, chat. That's E-Rock math right there.
he said it's E-Rock math. That's what it is.
Yes, no.
Is that math? He says Eagles in the Super Bowl. Oh, we'll get. Oh, okay. I'll tell you what.
We're not worried about the Chiefs this year.
Okay. Oh, we're getting. Oh, all right. I'm making this a two-part then. Yes or no on this? KC or the field in the AFC, in the league, and then for the NFC, Eagles or the field. We'll start that off. All right, Dylan, go hit it.
So I'm obviously going to take the field on, quite frankly, both.
Absolutely.
To go back to back is an incredible feat.
Sure.
Patriots were the last to do it.
We
before
disagree with
Kansas
you.
City, but they. But I mean, I just don't think that there's quite enough weapons around Patrick Mahomes to be able to do it one more time, at least this year. Now, next year could be a different story, but I just can't see a back to back this year. And as far as the NFC East, I'm sticking by my original prediction for the NFC East, and it's going to be the Washington the Commies winning the NFC East. I'm sticking by that prediction.
I have to scroll through three names before I get to the right one for them.
Tana over here was cracking up. He's like, I said, at that point, I said, bro, Detroit's better than y'all. He said, damn, you're right about that. I'm like,
So,
damn, you're
so
right about
it's a
that.
handful of teams better than y'all, to be honest.
I just couldn't help it. I mean, I actually think they're the third best team in the
But listen, I
NFC.
appreciate the passion.
I do too. I just said like, I just loved his reaction. I said, bro, Detroit's better than y'all. Yeah, they are. Detroit's good, man.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah,
at least
I
he's
mean-
honest. Your answer's Joe. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I'm taking the field in both. I don't think anyone that watched the
Really?
Eagles last year can say that they feel strongly about them making it back to the promised land. And as far as the Chiefs are concerned, is how often have we seen three-peats? How often does
Never.
that happen?
Not in the
If
Super.
there's a
Not in the
time to
Super
take
Bowl
the
era.
field, if there's a time to take the field, you take the field here. Now, a lot of people say, "Oh, you're gonna bet against Mahomes." There's like, no, I'm not betting against Mahomes more than I'm betting against or betting for the field. It's just hard to do it 3 times in a row. That's why it's barely been done in sports. So with that being said, if you're gonna take the field against an incumbent champion, this is the time you do it. What I would push back on is when Dylan says that they don't have the requisite weapons. I think they have everything they need to win it again. I just think the attrition of all that football, the attrition of playing all the way into January and February, 2-3 years in a row, I think it's a tall task. I mean, I think it's entirely possible they lose in the conference championship or the divisional playoff just because of the attrition. I think for them, if they have the best possible chance of doing so, they're going to need all their games in Kansas City.
I don't agree with Dylan on that part either. I think they have more than enough weapons. They didn't have the weapons this past year and still did it. But against a team I think had superior skill at many positions. I'm gonna be now the Eagles versus the field was mainly just to fuck with Montana. That was me. That was me just trying to bust his chop.
That's fair.
Because it had to be said. It had to be said. I'm sorry. Like, damn, bro. But the Chiefs, I'm sorry. I'm in that group. Yes, I know. I'm a huge Pat Mahomes fan. I know people know that who watch this, and if you watch it, you're great. If you don't, then you're missing out. Pat Mahomes is one of one, and the Chief Andy Reid is one of one in the NFL. Best coach and the best quarterback in the NFL right now. And until I see otherwise, no, it's never been done before. But then again, we've never seen the numbers from a guy under 30 at quarterback that we have in Pat Mahomes. So we never seen a better shooter in Steph Curry, and we all of a sudden did. So things were meant to be broken. If anyone's going to do it, I think this team is primed for it. And I want to give a shout out to their GM. Their GM is the unsung hero. He keeps the team together. The Dallas Cowboys could learn a freaking thing or two from him, man. They keep everyone signed. They keep priorities in him. But there we go. But Dylan, I do respect the take. All right. Other than that one thing, I think it was a good take. Though. All right, let's go. We talk about the losers, like the losers of college football. What's up? Wait, what were you gonna say?
I got the stat for you. So the last team in professional sports to go back to back to back was the Lakers with Kobe and Shaq.
All right.
That 2001, 2000, 2001, and 2002.
Okay.
That was the last team to do it.
I believe you, but I'm saying again, it's like this is where I was talking about someone's gonna break it at some point, and have you seen a team more in prime position than the Chiefs to do it? Honestly, I mean that's what I'm saying about it. That's all I'm saying. Like they have the foundation, they have the chemistry, they have the quarterback. That's for damn sure.
They have everything. They have everything there to do it. It's just But kind of like what Joe was saying, that's a lot of football, man. That's a lot of football, and
True.
your top weapon, Travis Kelce. He's right on that magical number age wise on when an athlete's body begins to start working against him. So
No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. You are not wrong, man. I think it's just a matter of, you're right. I mean, there is definitely things to be said about that. Yeah. Again, I think I'll stop believing them when I see it, honestly, because they're just so good. But I don't disagree. It's easier to go with the field. If anyone's gonna get up, I'm gonna pick anyone to take a 3-peat. I don't see that any reason why not. Okay, so we talked about moving forward. We said, oh, teams with the coaches with the worst losses, coaches with this, teams with the, for college football. I would love, let's go to a positive. I'm feeling nice today. I'm 34. I'm feeling good about things. Let's talk about the coaches and the teams or whoever you were most impressed with, and that all of a sudden you have a different view of they have a new lease on life, and you have a new whole view on them in college football after this past weekend. It's we're going to call this the way too early optimism report here for college football. So I'll go ahead and start because I know I'm doing this impromptu off the cuff, whatever you want to call it. It definitely ain't Clemson, so that's obvious. So we'll get that out of the way. We know it's not Clemson. We know it's not Florida State. That's for sure. So I'm going to go with my way too early pick right now and stay away from my own team. Oh, man. I'm actually going to go with Oklahoma. I think Oklahoma showed me a lot of good things. It wasn't against great competition, but I feel like Oklahoma was one of those teams that was kind of underrated in preseason. And I would say Missouri, but I didn't get a chance to watch them play, so I would be kind of off base by saying it. But I kind of like and obviously USC is the easy answer, I know. But I'm going to go somewhere else. I'm going to go with Lincoln Riley's former team, which he adopted a very good team from Bob Stoops. I'm going to say Oklahoma. And the player I'd say I was the most impressed with was Ewers from Texas. I'm going to stay within as the former Big 12 to now the SEC. I think those were both very, very impressive performances. So that's where I'm at. Anyone who wants to jump in, no order specifically, more than welcome to.
So the team that impressed me the most over this past weekend was Penn State. They went into hostile territory. They had a really long delay, and it didn't slow them down. And especially when you have a delay like that on the road, like you're in a visitor's locker room. It's not exactly state of the art comfort in a visitor's locker room, but that it didn't phase them one bit. They came out, they took care of business, and I get it's a little bit early, but there might be something brewing in Happy Valley.
That's a great answer. That is a great answer. Yeah, I mean, you can't say much about it. You got to beat who's in front of you, and that's pretty much where they're at. I mean, come on now. Joe, what about you, man? You got any impressive thoughts? Take your mind away from the other things.
It's a lot easier to do when you don't keep bringing it up, E-Rock.
I'm doing it on purpose now.
Yeah. I know. I have the floor now, though. So, as far as I wouldn't say super surprised. Listen, you missed the 6 o'clock when Valdez gave me his diatribe as to how the fall was so great for FSU. So, you don't have the benefit of having known that I've already got drilled for an hour about that today. But I'm gonna let you have your birthday. situation and just go straight to the point. As far as surprises that I like this weekend, the Hurricanes made me a believer this weekend, and I got a pretty close view as to how good they are. Them coming up here in Gainesville. That was 10 minutes ago. Erock, let it go. Uh,
What?
the Hurricanes had me completely convinced that I've completely backed the wrong Florida team. So good on them to come up into the swamp, taking advantage of a team that clearly scheduled like they were the NFL trying to get the first pick in the draft. With their schedule, a murderer's row. Florida will be lucky to win 4 games this season, and none of them are going to be in conference or in state. So good for them. Take advantage of a team that clearly scheduled way above their means. But they looked impressive. Cam Ward looked impressive. He looked legit. He looked like the first quarterback in Miami that has a presence that says we can go all the way to the chip. I think this is the first quarterback they've had there that you could say, oh, yeah, he's got it since Dorsey was there. And that was a long time ago. So good on them to have a dog in there ready to take over the ACC at this point.
You know, I think that was 10 minutes ago. I was trying to be nice. All right, you know what? I'm making a declaration right now. Because yes, that was mean. I apologize. I did not know of your diatribe, as you said, with JV. So that's mean. That was rubbing salt in the wind. So here's my declaration. I will not mention said team the rest of this episode. Only one that can bring it up is anyone other than me. That is the truth, and I will stick by it. If I am wrong, I will mute myself. That is
dude. It's your show. I'm just living in it.
No. It's our, bro. It's our show. It's our show. It's our show. It's okay. You know, but I don't want to be mean because I'm thinking today my word of the day is positivity. And, you know, but I understand sometimes it's just better just to, sometimes it's just better to let it not exist. Let it not exist. Because God, that subject, if you watch sports TV, any kind of sports news, that subject has been beaten into the freaking dirt today. Holy shit. I mean, damn. All right. So, again, I don't know what team I'm talking about. Moving forward, that's a great answer. Miami actually, I don't know if you picked the wrong Florida team or not. Miami still, starting off the season is not what I'm worried about with Miami. But this question was a way too early impressiveness. Or way too early impression. So, that is a good answer. Since Ken Dorsey, Brock Berlin was okay. Yeah, it's probably not a bad analysis. I'll give you that. So yeah, man, that was a good game though. All right. So guys, there's something that's happening on Thursday. We already covered one of these teams. I'm pretty sure the National Football League is having a game starting on Thursday. Brought to you by, I don't know what channel. Was it Peacock? Probably some stupid shit.
That's the Friday night game.
Yeah, well, and I love how one of the Darius Slay or someone already came out and said, like, I don't know why the fuck, he didn't hold that. So I don't know why the fuck we playing in Brazil. The cops already said, they said this place is already real with crime. We can't even go out. So I came from my family here. They wanted to come out. I said, nope. I was like, why do I have to do that? I'm like, because it's in your contract and the NFL pretty much sadly owns you and they want to expand.
It's a business trip. I don't know why you're thinking of bringing them over to Brazil anyway. You could do that in the off season.
I know. Well, because everyone thinks of Brazil like Rio de Janeiro. And I'm like, yeah, Brazil has had like several civil wars. And
they had the same conversation in 2016 when the Olympics were over there.
Yep. Yes, they did. I don't agree. The NFL is, they don't care. Have you not learned by now, players? They don't give a rat's ass about your safety. Come on. Have we not established this point? Although I think it is funny, it is to be noted that there's a Colts player, I'm pretty sure he said he's going to proceed this season with wearing they're making those decorated padding hats on their helmet, whatever you want to call it. And he said, you know what? I bet people laughed at seatbelts originally too. Can't argue with that. Can't fucking argue with that, man. People probably laughed at what do you call it, life jackets at first too. So yeah, it looks goofy, but hey, whatever helps you. All right, so let's go ahead. Let's get to the Ravens. We kind of talked about the Chiefs of it all. I really just want to know, are we going to see a fall off from the Ravens this year? Because there's been dramatic changes in terms of, and this is mad respect and condolences. They lost their offensive line coach unexpectedly. Condolences. Never want that. And also Mike McDonald, he's residing now near the wharf. Not the Star Trek kind, but the wharf over in Seattle. And shout out to my Trekkies out there. And yeah, I mean, it's just, I mean, they still got their offensive coordinator, but they kind of let that game slip away from them this past year. I would like to see maybe your analysis, maybe not necessarily a prognostication of a detailed one, but do you think that the stock is higher, lower, or right in the middle with the Baltimore Ravens? This time, Joe, I'll start with you this time, move to Dylan after.
Man, I think expectations are about the same. You have a former MVP, two-time MVP in Lamar Jackson at the helm. I feel like there's an expectation that the team is going to be, conference championship, perhaps, potentially Super Bowl bound. I mean, those are the expectations when you have that guy in that position. You can say that the improvement they made in bringing Derrick Henry on board, you could say they could do a lot of the same with him on there. I think it kind of dictates how they're going to be running the football because, Henry's not exactly a guy that you have a shotgun next to you. He's a guy that needs a little bit of a runway. So you probably expect them to be more in a pistol situation, a little closer than shotgun, but at least not directly under center, but at least closer to center to where he has some kind of runway. I think it's going to be important for them to be able to mix him and Keaton Mitchell as far as the speed is concerned. I think he gives you that speed element that's going to be important. Listen, these first games are tricky. Detroit came into that stadium against Kansas City and ruined what was supposed to be a celebration, which, can I just say, I hate that. I really hate that game, that first game being a celebration of the last year and the giving of the rings and that whole pageantry and whatnot. Like, some of these guys weren't even on the team last year type situation, and you're going through all of that nonsense, and you're just literally feeding into another team's just like, okay, yeah, they're out here to party, relishing last year. Let's go. Let's just go and ruin a moment.
Well, I mean,
that's just personal opinion. We're not here to discuss right or wrong. That's just me saying that. So
that's
given
fair.
that,
That's
and
fair.
given what I saw last year, Detroit coming in there, I wouldn't be surprised if the Ravens come in here and make it difficult and maybe even 27-23 come out of this with a victory. I would not be surprised to see that.
I will say my comments for after because I might surprise you. Dylan, over to you.
Well, the Ravens are one of the best running organizations in the NFL, bar none. They're going to be just fine. And kind of like what Joe was saying, there is that Super Bowl hangover, especially in that first game on Thursday night. And we saw Detroit go in and beat Kansas City. And my prediction is we're going to see the same exact thing. Baltimore is going to go in there, beat Kansas City. Derrick Henry is going to be that missing ingredient to Lamar Jackson. There's a reason why the USC dynasty was so great. You had the Lightning and Reggie Bush, Lamar Jackson, and then you got the Thunder and Landell White, Derrick Henry.
God,
And-
Lindell White. Haven't heard that in a while. There you go.
And it's going to be Baltimore is going to be one of those dark horse teams for me. Honestly, the more that I think about it, they got a nice little weapons around them. They got it. That defense is going to be just fine. That offense is going to be just fine. They might be the one to dethrone the Kansas City Chiefs.
Huh. Wow, you're very coy about it. I'll give you that. You're very coy. I gotta be real, man. I think no. I mean, all right. I'm gonna surprise you because everyone knows. Again, like I've said, I'm all in on the Chiefs three-peating. How? On that note, I got the Ravens winning the first game. Remember what happened this past year? Chiefs also had an opening game. And all of a sudden, and then Detroit comes in and they beat them. So, I mean, that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to happen. I could see the Chiefs winning, but the Ravens going to have a very saltiness a salty of the saltiness with them. I think actually they're better than they don't have just little weapons. They got Zay Flowers, who's going to be better this year. Derrick Henry going to be better. The only thing they need to worry about is I think they have a couple of rookies on their offensive line, but they still have Roquan Smith on the defense. The defense always finds a way to stand out. I don't think it's hard to call them a dark horse, I feel like, because they were the number one seed in the AFC this past year. But they are good.
And yet nobody's talking about them. Nobody's talking about them, though.
Because everyone's excited about the tree-peat. That's what it is. And then, or they're talking about the stupid Jets, depending on who you are. So it's one of those stupid. It's like, I mean, no, or why did we start talking about the Eagles so much all of a sudden? ESPN has had like this nerd erection about the Eagles all of a sudden, like they're the Cowboys. I'm like, why are we talking about the Eagles? I mean, they're fine. They still went 11-6 this past year. Yeah, they had a collapse, but they still were. I mean, come on. They're 1 year removed from a Super Bowl, though. All right, whatever. Oh, God, whatever. Okay. Oh, real quick. Breaking the action real quick. Oh, God. Well, breaking the action, and here comes trouble. No other need for introduction other than that.
Oh, dear.
Oh, dear is right. Jordan, unmute your mic, bro.
Yep, I can hear you.
All right, here comes trouble. What do you want to say? What do you want to do? What's up?
No, I agree with you guys. Baltimore could legitimately win the first game because like they have an amazing run offense, they have a stout defense, even without Mike McDonald. But like that's probably gonna be a question mark. But like they're gonna figure those holes out. It's just that I don't even want to say it's Lamar. It's just that John Harbaugh is gonna try and overthink some stuff and cost them, but still, Thursday night.
I don't know what you just said for most of it, but I believe you.
No,
You're
I have
right.
Baltimore winning Thursday night because they have a great run offense.
All
They
right.
have they have a solid defense. Lamar is still Lamar Jackson. He's still a beast, but like I think it's John Harbaugh's gonna be in their way. Like he's gonna try and be cute about some stuff, and it might cost them the game, or potentially January. Because January January and beyond is the destination for Baltimore right now. You don't sign Derrick Henry. You don't add shut the choke again.
And he has no one they have no one to blame but themselves when it comes to that. That's the thing, because they literally just stopped doing what they were good at. It was the weirdest thing. I have no idea why. And that game just turned ugly fast. Well, not ugly.
Oh, it
It wasn't
was
like asking.
ugly.
It wasn't an asking, but it was kind of gnarly. Oh man. Hey Jordan, before we move forward here, let me go ahead. I'll backtrack just a second. What was all right? We talk about negativity all the time, like worst performances, blah blah blah. What is your most impressive like team that just said like it's way too early prediction, like a way too
Iowa.
early impression, I should say. You say Iowa? Wow.
Iowa's offense coming together in week one. Like they could be a threat because they have a great defense. They have a solid special teams. Like there's a reason why their fans are wearing punch shirts, like punt, punt, punt. But it was always the offense that's been the problem, especially last season. But if that offense could put up like 20, 30 points again, oh my God. And the second team is Nebraska. They look very good. As much as I'm very sad to say they didn't choke against UTEP, which is it was a depressing day, but they look very solid. Shout out to Victor
Fair enough.
Gabriel.
There you go. There you go.
Shout out
Tell
to
him, bro.
Gabriel. But they look
Tell him, bro.
solid.
I love it. I love it.
It's out love.
Yes, sir. All right. And before we move forward, I have to give a shout out because I promised people I would, and I promised the people involved I would, and also because I have some we'll call him a troll, I suppose. Are you still getting paid and sponsored by Twin Peaks restaurant? Blah blah blah. So hold on. First off, yeah, it's right there. Cool, it's right there. There you go. And so shout out to Twin Peaks. Thank you so much. I'm not there tonight. That's why I ain't shouting them out right now. Usually I do, but I was getting there. But thank you to the quote anonymous person. I would love to thank you for reminding me to do so. Twin Peaks, good times, cold beer, great people, great everything else, man. It's great food. Come on now, roll with it. But I'm at B-Dubs right now. So B-Dubs, they have their own ad campaign. I'm not even going to have to plug none of shit of that. All right. Other one said, reminder, Erock claims to be sponsored by multiple breweries. He's right. I didn't say multiple breweries. Did not say that. I said one brewery, which is great news. Good news, because I just finalized the deal. I finalized it yesterday, but I finalized the details of the days that they want me to come over there, and I will show y'all. I can't get them on my background, so I'm going to share the screen right hither. Yes, sir. This right here. This is Foothill Brewery, everyone. They are downtown in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Yes. No, I'm not 21. Yes, I'm 21. I think we can be all right. But Foothills Brewery, everything you need, man. They are all local, all everything. When it comes to it, their food is great. And this, I promise you. And they have tasting room here in Winston, but they're also all on the East Coast. So keep a lookout. My favorite beer would be this right. Oh, I can't. This keeps doing it. Go away. Go find our beer. I don't want to find it. It's the Torch Pilsner. It's the one with the Viking. And I love the one below it because that's called the Pilot Mountain Pilsner. And then there is the Carolina Blonde, which is the one right next to it. My favorites. I love them. They're delicious. Also, look at they are expanding in many locations. So thank you to the person in question for asking about it, because I'm glad that I was able to do that. Thank you. What a gentleman for doing that. Anonymous benefactor. All right. So they're the ones that are going to be paying the checks that we are going to split evenly on this network. So, gentlemen, this is something I had to do. All right, guys, we're gonna have some fun now. Joe, remember what I said at the beginning of the show? We had the, and Jordan, you relay and all this. It's okay. It's all explain it. Remember we had best press conference players, essentially, or people? We're going to do something similar. And Dylan, I'm so happy you're here too, so you can do it. We're going to do your favorite, and we can do top 3, or you can just do one, whatever you want to do. This is more like a creative, like take your creative liberties here. Favorite coaching rants in a post game, specific ones. I know, and I'm gonna bring up videos for it too. Y'all don't have to. I'm going to. But I'm gonna have 3, just because I think I know what y'all are gonna do. So that's where I'm gonna go with first. All right. If anyone wants to go first on this, that's cool, or I can start first as well.
I got
I got a personal favorite of mine. Terry Collins back in 2015, he literally had like a rant about like a trade that didn't happen. Like they traded William Flores and Zach Wheeler for Carlos Gomez. He was like, "We traded for who? For what?" And like he was talking about like how players do get emotional. Like they have emotion. They're human beings, but also like it was so funny where it's like, "For who? For what? Who we traded for?" Like because the GM didn't even contact him. They didn't even, and like the trade didn't even happen because like Carlos Gomez had some injury issues. I'm like, meanwhile, the show was like, oh my good God, what are you doing?
Oh yeah, that's a
Yeah.
good. That is. I remember that. That's a good one. I'll have to give you that. All right. Oh man, anyone have one offhand they want to point out while I am bringing this one up?
So I don't have. Well, I have 2 actually. Pretty much anytime Bill Belichick is actually angry, his passive aggressive, just like is the funniest. We're on to Cincinnati. We're on to Cincinnati. We're on to Cincinnati.
I love how Williams uses the Cincinnati one. That's just awesome.
It's so it like just the way that he says it and just like how out of care he is with the media is so funny. And then
I love it. I love it.
and then because I'm an overachiever, I got a second one.
Please.
Pretty much every single press conference from the late great Mike Leach. Just about anything he said. I think the best one was about planning a wedding.
What? Well, come on and elaborate. What was it? I
So-
can bring it up. I have to.
You'll have to bring it up because he says it a lot better than I did because it's like a whole. He goes like on and on and on. Like
Oh my lord! All right. Well, you're not doing a good job of telling. You're not a storyteller, are you, bro?
I mean,
You're not a storyteller.
he goes through it better than I ever could. She's excited, she's yelling, and I could have won Senator for all I know.
Oh dear God, I love it. That's great. I think we get okay. Well, you know what? We're just gonna go through it like here. Or you know what? Before I do that, Joe, we're gonna let you because there's a whole soliloquy here that I can go through to do it. Joe, what's your favorite at the moment? I have a feeling I know what it's gonna be, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, I mean we've actually had this conversation, and I provided a couple of football related ones, so I'm not going to rehash something that we've already done.
I thought we did players.
This Mike Gundy one, back in 2007 in defense of his quarterback was a very interesting one. There was a very detailed rant on as to how the media has chosen to pick and choose who they're going to go ahead and place the blame game on, and I just thought it was a pretty cool rant to defend this player and kind of like put himself at the chopping block as far as getting the ridicule. So that was a banger from the master of the mullet himself. Yeah, Mike Gundy. Mike Gundy is usually a good soundbite.
I got you. That's good. That's a good one. Mike Gundy. Hey, I'll say this. No, I thought when we did this recently, we did the players that do the best in players / coaches that do the best interviews. I didn't know that's what this one was like a specific interview. That's what I was going with. But so I know it's very similar to it, but I just had to. Okay, but here's one. Okay, here's one. I'm not gonna play all of it, but it's so good I had to. It is good old Mike Ditka, and it's my favorite Mike Ditka one because then I have a quick soliloquy for the people to laugh at, and us to laugh at. Let's be honest here. It's a happy day, so all right, let's do it. Which one's the first one? There we go.
What do you want to know? Come on. Or I'm going to go in now. So if you don't. What? Doesn't matter which one run. There'll be a quarterback that'll be named next week that'll be the starter. There's 3 quarterbacks on this football team. Whichever one starts. Whichever ones don't, we'll back him up. Period. Cut and dried. It's nobody's concern but ours. Nobody's. Next.
Injuries from the game.
Talk to the trainer. Next.
All right. Why are you in such a bad mood?
What do you care?
Right.
Okay. If you were 2-7, you'd be in a bad mood too. What next?
More like a training camp type practice as opposed to a regular season.
Yes. Next. Not very much fun, is it? No?
Not at all.
All right. I'll see you guys.
That's great. That's great. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good old Mike Ditka. Good old Mike Ditka. He said, Coach, why are you in such a bad mood? Why are you such a bad mood? What do you care? Talking to the trainer next.
He did thank you next before Ariana Grande.
That might be my favorite post game.
He's the starter. He gonna be the starter. Back him up.
He didn't give. Dude, I feel like the
Consider.
reporters. You know, most reporters are like, they're like, oh, we're gonna poke and prod. You know, because like, oh, we're in the stand. They were afraid of him. They were literally afraid of Mike Ditka at that point. It's like, what do you care? That's like, oh shit, I don't want no problems, bro. Don't hurt me.
Yeah, he's actually the reason why people trade their whole draft boards for one player. Shout out to Ricky Williams.
Yeah. Wow.
In that marriage, it was a beautiful marriage.
People always forget Ricky Williams was a Saint first. Ironically, that's funny. Oh God, that was funny. That just cracks me. Coach, why are you such a bad mood? What do you care? I'd be like, crap.
That's Mike Ditka as a personality, honestly.
Oh, I love Mike Ditka, man. I got nothing but love for that man. All right, this is for the people out here. This is mainly this is a quick, brief soliloquy of very short clips of it, and I hope it brings as much smiles to y'all as it does to me and us. Mike Ditka, I just love that guy.
What can you do? I mean, there's nothing you can do. You can't do anything. There's nothing. We can't do. We couldn't throw. We throwing interceptions. It just, man.
We just got our totally kicked. We couldn't do diddly poo offensively. We couldn't make a first down. We couldn't run the ball. We didn't try to run the ball. We couldn't complete a pass. The second half, we couldn't stop the run. Every time they got the ball, they went down and got points. We got our totally kicked in the second half.
Hey, listen, don't talk to me, all right? Knock it off!
We've got to be the dumbest team in America in terms of playing the game. And I'm highly critical because of the way we give games away. We give them away, period. And it's embarrassing, and I represent that, and I apologize for that, but that's the best we can do. That's a sad product.
So if you got the crosshairs, you got the You got the laser, you put it right on my chest, I'll take full responsibility. I'm raising the stakes right now. This is a poker game. I'm shoving my chips to the middle of the table. I'm raising the ante. Anybody wants in, get in. Anybody wants out, get out. Okay? This team is going to the playoffs.
Playoffs? Don't talk about it. Playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can
What
win a
an
game.
amazing transition.
Another game.
There's 3 quarterbacks in this football team. Whichever one starts. Whichever ones don't, we'll back him up. Period. Cut and dry. It's nobody's concern but ours. Nobody's. Next.
Injuries from the game.
Talk to the trainer.
Next.
Mike, why are you in such a bad mood?
What do you care? Okay. If you were 2-7, you'd be in a bad mood too.
Reporter needs a wheelbarrow to get around.
This is how I believe, okay? I'm from the old school.
God.
I believe this.
Oh, God.
I would rather play with 10 people and just get penalized all the way
This is about
until we got
Vernon
to do
Davis.
something else, rather than
This is
play with
so
11
bad.
when I know that right now that person is not sold out to be a part of this team. It is more about them than it is about the team. Cannot play with them. Cannot win with them. Cannot coach with them. Can't do it. I want winners.
How did that turn out for you there?
This is what's great about sports. This is what the greatest thing about sports is. You play to win the game.
Hello?
Hello? You play to win the game.
The Bears are who
Yes.
we thought they were.
Yes.
That's why we took the damn field. Now, if you want to crown them, then crown their. But they are who we thought they were, and we let them off the hook.
Love that one. Okay, that one. All right. Comments on the order. I have to admit, I don't like the order. I love some of them, but I don't like the order. I think some should have been high. I forgot about the diddly poo one. I totally forgot about the diddly poo one. That is so good. And Ryan Leaf is just a weirdo, man. Oh my god.
They are who we thought they were.
Yo, so what did you think about Jim Fossil? What is his name? The guy from the I forgot about the one from the Giants. I didn't think that was that good of an interview. Or what's his name?
Jim Fossil.
Jim Fossil.
He was the head coach of the team that got slammed 35-7 in the Ravens' first Super Bowl win. That was a great time because we beat a 15-1 Minnesota team on the way there.
Oh yeah,
that was
that's
pretty
true.
cool. But yeah, he's a.
And after that, he was
I
just
almost forgot
weird.
about him.
Kerry
Shout out to
Collins.
Kerry
Kerry
Shout out
Collins.
to Kerry Collins.
Kerry Collins. Yeah, that was wow. I remember that Super Bowl. I remember the Bill Callahan one too. And here's the funny one. Here's the one I love. The one as soon as I saw Mike Singletary do the one of just taking Vernon Davis and using him as a wet wipe, I was like, "You do real, dude. You are about." And it wasn't too long after. Not long. Me, 1 season later, fired, and they're in the freaking. Alex Smith and Vernon Davis are taking him to the NFC Championship.
Yeah,
I'm like, wow.
285 Bears in that clip. 285 Bears in that clip.
Ouch. I forgot who was the head coach of the Niners when that happened. I forgot. When they had Alex Smith and it was freaking Jim Harbaugh. I'll be fucking damned. It was Jim Harbaugh. I'll be damned.
Jim Harbaugh, gotta love him.
No, not Mike Singletary. I don't think he loves him very much. Can't work with him. Can't coach him. Can't play with him. Actually, yeah, you can.
And Jimmy
Actually,
was like,
yeah,
okay,
you-
bet.
Okay, Vernon pretty much went out there and had a great career after that. So maybe he just hated your ass. Oh my god. Oh, what's your favorite one, guys? Give me your favorite one out of those 10.
Honestly, my favorite was the transition from I'm putting all my chips to the middle of the table.
Yes.
We're going to the playoffs.
That was totally on purpose. Playoffs should have been higher, but they only kept it that low. Is just because they wanted the segue. That's exactly what they wanted.
Without a doubt.
I just
Oh
love
my
Jim
God.
Mora's like. I just love when he got the question. He was like, "Are you stupid? Playoff? You stupid?" Like he was like, are you this stupid?" That is a dumb question. Like,
Oh
God.
God.
I
But
tell you
I don't
what,
know the key.
and I get why Jim was pissed. He goes like, "Why? We're trying to win the game. Come on, man."
I tell
I
you what
love
though,
Herm.
the
What's up?
Canucks,
What's
the Canucks that reporter had to have to ask Mike Ditka in that mood. Why are you so mad?
what do you care? That just cracks me up. I love Mike Ditka so much, dude. That is talk to the trainer next. When you're in such a bad mood, what do you care? You'd be in a bad mood too if you were 2-7. I've been there. Oh, coach, I've been there. I've been there, brother. So, you know what the funny thing is? Diddly poo from Jim Mora and and what do you care by Mike Ditka? Guess what the common denominator of those two interviews were? The coach of the Saints. Back in the day, ladies and gentlemen, to you young folk out there was a reason they were called the Aints. You did not want to be a New Orleans Saints fan for a long time. Hell, you didn't want to be a Buccaneers fan for a long time. Oh my God, they were the first team to have they were 0-14. That was back when they had 14 games. Oh my God. Oh, but that's too good. Good stuff, guys. I love it. Everyone out there, I hope that it actually made you laugh as much as it made me laugh. I'm putting this one in. This is for you. This is for you, Dylan. You ask, you shall receive. Playoffs. Not the same one. I just can't help it now. All right. Let's see if it comes up. Oh my God. I think this is actually. You mean the dude from oh, what is it? I remember this fat fuck from Washington State. Okay. Wait, hold on. Was it a post game like at the podium or was it at on the field? Which one? There's two different ones.
No, it was it was the one like he wasn't like at the podium, but he was like it was almost sort of like a interview media scrum type thing. It looked like.
All right, well, tell me if I'm right when I shoot this one in. All right, ready? I'll share it, and if I'm wrong, you can just tell me. All right.
I sent you the link in the private chat.
Well, you sent. Oh, I didn't see the link. Oh, okay. I saw the actual. Sorry, my bad, brother. That is 100% my fault. All right. Paste. Bam. Oh, pause. Okay, now. This is the one I was looking at, so I was right the first time. Okay. All right. We'll watch this one, and then we'll move forward and close out this show, sir. Hopefully this is hilarious. I remember this clown. I remember him. God, he was our coach forever, it feels like. All right.
Well, it's too late to rescue you. The best wisdom that I can possibly give, wisdom I can possibly give on that subject, 9 days, and it's a little late. You should have come to me sooner. My wisdom would be, you have to stay out of the way. Now, and I wish you a very happy marriage, and I'm sure you'll have one. But I'm just telling you, when it comes to marriages, the women lose their mind. Your fiance is going to lose her mind. Your mother-in-law is going to lose her mind. Your mom is going to lose her mind. Several of your sisters and female relatives are going to lose their mind, and they're gonna barrage you with constant questions.
Oh wow!
What should we wear?
Oh
and
wow!
Then, which of course my answer was, I don't care.
Oh God!
And then, what color should the invitation be? I don't care. What should we have for dessert? I don't care. Should we seat this way or that way? I don't care. But see, I don't care is not satisfactory at all. And you're going to get caught in a catch-22, and I'm certain that you already have. And that catch-22 is, well, I want you to be a part of this too. So what color invitations? All right, the blue ones. Well, I kind of like the tan ones. Okay, the tan ones then. Oh, you're just saying that because you want this over with. You're not even thinking about it, which is of course true. And then what do you want for dessert? I was thinking of strawberry shortcake. Oh, okay. Yeah, strawberry shortcake would be good. Well, what about the blueberry pie? Well, I like the blueberry pie. We could have the blueberry pie. Well, I thought you said you wanted the strawberry shortcake. And it's just going to go back and forth. And they're going to play keep away from you until after you're married. So what you need to do is you need to work late hours. Work late, be very nice and supportive, and but they're going to play keep away from you, and there's no answer you can give that is going to be satisfactory or correct. And if you successfully please a few of them, the others will still be, oh well, I just don't feel like he's that interested. Yeah, okay, so you need to work late.
Oh my God!
Go in the back room and read a lot of books. You have to go take the groomsmen out, so you make sure that they march in just right and they know exactly, these swell outfits that you picked out or whatever, however you're doing it. And in the end, you'll wish you elope. But nevertheless, you need to find excuses that they'll buy to be as far out of harm's way as you possibly can. And but take comfort in knowing that once the ceremony's over, that life will get progressively better from there, even though there's some adjustment. Well,
Okay, so there's a lot to unpack. There's a lot to unpack there. Wow.
Wait,
There's a-
what? All you
there's
gotta
a
do
lot
is
to
say,
unpack.
yeah, sure. Like,
Sounds like Mike Leaf's first. That sounds like Mike Leaf's football to me.
yeah. And like,
I don't know.
sure, yeah, sure. Like,
I don't know what I have so many questions. One, how did that even come up? Secondly, I feel like he used the press as his personal therapist in that situation. He just because the longer he went, it's like a juggernaut. The longer he went, he just kept going and going and gaining
Yeah.
speed. And it was like,
it felt like he was just venting, just a vent, which I gotta understand. Like,
and thirdly, this is spoken like a guy who clearly, I don't know this for a fact, but a guy who I assume has been divorced. This is spoken like a guy who's been divorced. It doesn't give a rat's ass.
I can co-sign that.
yeah. Oh, he definitely was divorced.
I
mean, I'm
can
not judging.
co-sign that.
I'm not judging. It's just like funny. It's like you can.
I mean, I'm
tell
divorced,
he's just like,
so I can co-sign that thought process.
hey, I believe, yeah, but he's like, I ain't holding back. Fuck this. And here's the fourth thing. He broke it down like a straight up football coach. It was a straight up like he was breaking down film. It was totally.
That sounded like
step
Mike
by
Leaf's football.
step.
Yeah, he broke it down. Like, he was like, okay, roll bunch of land, gotta say yes, you gotta complain, you gotta complain. Like, it felt like he was trying to, it felt like a regular football conference. Like, it's just funny, man.
It's like, oh man, we couldn't get third downs.
Why
It's
I'm
like,
not getting
or it's like, I'll tell you what, we need to get off the field. It's like, he's like, well, and then they're gonna do this, and that ain't gonna be enough. But then I love the closing. I knew this. I was waiting for it because I knew it's like once he's wrapping up, he's saying, "But then after it's done, it gets progressively better. It's a change." I'm like, wow, what a save! Not really. Yeah. If the guy he was talking to was enthused about weddings, guarantee it's not now.
I like how he started with, well, it's too late to save you now, but
yeah, like
looking like a
It's
bitter
too
marriage.
late to save you now. So now we just got to make the best of the situation. So
God.
here's
Yeah.
how you survive the day in question, and
He
then
said-
it just
Yeah.
gets progressively better from there.
He
You hope.
said, You said you had to come up with the best excuses possible.
No, work late nights, and read some books, and yeah.
Pretty much just attach a bottle of whiskey to an IV into your veins and just hope for the best at this point. Oh my god. Oh my god.
And by the end of it, you're gonna
You
wish
probably
you
will
were
set that too.
I'm like, wow. Okay. He said it's too late to say. I'm like, that dude didn't go through a
20 years ago.
He said, I didn't get. Luckily, I didn't tie the knot, but I basically went through the equivalent, somewhat of a breakup, and I could have used him too. But he probably, you know what? That diatribe probably that Soliloquy would have talked me out of things. He knows he has a way with the words.
Yeah.
He brought his own mom into it. He brought the mother-in-law, his own mom, his sisters.
Everybody.
He brought
He brought everyone in.
He brought the groomsmen. He didn't have any issues of bringing
Yeah.
both genders
Also,
into it. He didn't give a fuck.
I'm going to the tunnel, so I'm probably gonna be out because internet connection's gonna get fucked.
You might meet Mike Leach there. Holy crap!
Yeah.
Sounds like he went to it already.
Yeah.
Holy
same.
shit! All right, Jordan. Before you get cut out, real quick, if you have time, plug yourself real quick.
You catch my writing Total Apex Sport, Total Apex Fantasy, all that good stuff. Got me a ScOutCast media of Mr. E Rocks. Late, probably Thursday because I'll be free. Curious Sports Report with Senior Gabriel. And yeah, football season is back. Check my social media, JCR6898 at Twitter, Instagram, JCR79 at TikTok. And like I said, football's back. It's gonna be back Thursday night. I can't wait to watch with you guys. It's gonna be crazy.
And there's the tunnel.
And also, hopefully John Harbaugh doesn't overthink everything when it comes to January. So see you later, guys.
And there goes the tunnel. And there goes the tunnel. All right. Well, he timed it. Granted, he gets to see it coming, but I'm sorry. That was one of my favorite. That became one of my favorite post game. I don't even know what the hell that was. I was like literally watching someone just go through therapy for free because he's just like, well, I got a bunch of cameras here, so fuck it, Oh my god, that was great. And by the way, everything he said had a lot of merit to it. I'm just gonna be women out there. I'm sorry, it's true. Everything he said, he just spoke what we were all thinking. I'm just saying. I'm better to elope my eyes. I'm keeping my mouth closed. Bro. I don't got a girl like that, but I don't want this being documented for future use against him. I will say this: he ain't wrong. He ain't wrong about everything he's saying. Dude is clearly experienced in this. He's like, hey, he has the answers to the test. How did he know? All right. So that was fun. Good call, Dylan. Good call. Guys, let's go ahead and wrap this sucker up like prom night, and apparently, wrap this sucker up like Leach's marriage as fast as we can. Good lord! I hope he found love. Man. Or whatever he looks for. So, let's closing remarks. Anything you want to bring up, plug, or etc. And your calling card, Dylan. You start first, Mr. Hildreth.
Yep, you can. You'll be able to find me on YouTube very, very soon. Hildreth Media, going to be the next great media hub of YouTube. You'll be able to find me on there. Also on TikTok with on other social medias with name to be determined. And yeah, so.
Hey, you said, hey, what's going to be Thursday again? Come on, you get some guessing a little bit.
Thursday.
What's happening Thursday, bro?
The Motorsport podcast will officially be recorded. See how long it takes me to.
Who gonna be on there? Huh?
It's going to be the man right that way. The kid. He's going to be on there. See how much see how much he knows. We got a lot of great things planned.
Got Chad. Chad knows more than I do, but I'm there as a third party. I'm just there so I don't get fined. So
And
chat. What's up?
You want the official name that I came up with a while ago, and then just so happened to still be in the YouTube empty?
Sure.
Hildreth Motorsport Network.
Do it. I like it. Then stick with it.
Yeah, that's what's it's even got the logo already in there.
I mean, that's what your main focus is on that network. I say go for the gold. That's why I did ScOutCast spelled the way it is, and also I added Media Hub. People are gonna put ScOutCast, but I know better because I'm saying, hey, Scout because it's sports, we scout. Cast because we podcast, the digital media spot, and Outcast because we're a bunch of outcasts on here, baby, and we don't give a rat's ass. And that's why I love it. ScOutCast, motherfuckers. Let's go. All right. That's why I love it. Hey, and at Hildreth Motor, what did you just call it? Hildreth Motorsports.
Hildreth Motorsports Network.
I like it. HMN. I like it. I dig it. All right. I fucks with it. All right. But, hey, everyone, look forward to that. We're going to be doing it. If I'm not mistaken, we said the time be like 9:30, give or take.
Yeah, it's gonna be recorded, so it'll probably come out Friday morning.
Yeah. And I'll be. I mean, I'm there. I'm there to learn, but I'll give any. I know F1 more than I know NASCAR. When it comes to NASCAR, Chad is a gabber for sure. He loves him some NASCAR. Dylan got a chance to talk to him yesterday. He knows. Okay, so Joseph, closing remarks and also musings to find you, calling card, etc.
Yeah, no closing remarks. But you can find my stuff through my written my online portfolio, which you can find at Java Joe Sports on the X. Anything musings wise, entertainment, sports wise, maybe even some gaming on occasion. You can find on there. But yeah, just looking forward to Thursday.
I like it. Thank you, sir. I don't have anything really for closing remarks as well, except for again, I want to thank Twin Peaks and Foothills Brewery for their support and also working together since they already were. But it's like great to have a nice place to work from. B-dubs for letting me kick it here on my B-day. I want to give a shout out to my mama. I love you, Adrian. Adrian Livengood. You're the best woman in the world, sweetest lady ever, best cook, best everything. And I couldn't do any of what I want to do, will do, etc. without your support. I love you very much. And I want to give a shout out also to Andre Mayharg. He has been a longtime supporter of Onside Take before this was ScOutCast Media and when we were on Total Apex. And now he is a consistent follower of ScOutCast Media, hub of all shows. Andre, thank you so much, my Maryland friend, home of the crab cakes. All right. So on that note, we are about to oh no, it's okay. No, Joe, go ahead. It's okay. Go ahead. I allow it.
No, I'm gonna behave myself. You go ahead.
No. You wouldn't be the first. Trust me. No, Joe sent me Joseph, for everyone who doesn't know it, I'll say it. It's okay. My friends did it all the time. Like, oh, that's cute. You know, it's like the first time she's heard it. She's like, yo, Adrian. Yo, Adrian. Let me hear your Rocky impression, bro. Come on, let me hear it.
Every time I hear that, I just think, yo, Adrian. Like,
yeah. Well, let me hear your Rocky impression. Let me hear your Rocky impression then.
Nah, I don't do Rocky impressions.
All right, come on. All right, Dylan.
No,
give the people what they want.
That's a Philadelphia thing.
Oh, for God's sake. Come on, Dylan. Don't have shame. Be like me. Don't have shame. Do your Rocky impression, bro.
Yo, Adrian.
Oh, you guys are lame. All right, I got you. I got you. This is how you do it here. Adrian. Hey, Adrian. Adrian. I love you. Adrian.
Can't say out loud what that sounded like. We're just gonna move on.
Oh, I know what it sounded like, but he looks like that. But I know what you're thinking, but it looks like that in the movie. It's actually a little more like sloth. Sloth, love
all thanks to
chunk.
the head.
Sloth, love chunk. That's the Goonies for all you young bucks out there. All right. All right, let's get past it. And by the way, nothing wrong with Philadelphia things. That's why I said the word Jean. Jean is a cool word, man. Use it all the time.
I'm a loyal New Yorker. I just, you know,
Why does New York hate
just don't do.
Philly so much? Why do y'all hate Philly so much? It's so weird. I guess it
It's
just
just
is
the
one of
North
those things.
Carolina and talking about South Carolina.
That's a fair point. That's a fair point. You know what? Take note. You know what? Point taken. Well, don't you have enough hate with New Jersey to where you don't have to hate Pennsylvania?
Listen, the only
No.
place we don't truly, I think. Well, no, we still hate them. We just have gotten the better of them a couple of times. Just the Patriots. So.
New York just kind of hates everybody.
Yeah, that's pretty much true. That's pretty much true, actually. New York, they even hate their own teams. They love them, but they hate them. So it's yeah, the Yankees are fucking bums. The Mets are fucking bums. Everyone's a bum. Everyone that is a New York fan, they're bums, whatever they are. But especially the Mets. By the way, we're gonna have a celebration the day the Mets are mathematically eliminated. No, I'm split. Sorry, that's just
No,
me.
they're half a game out. They may not.
No, they actually look good. The rest of they control their own destiny. They played the only games left are against the Braves and the Phillies, right? It's a tough schedule, but I think it's pretty much like they control everything they have. Now, you know what that means? That means they'll find a way not to do it. So that's all. Okay, so that's the Mets for you. All right, Yankees, they'll be there. Adrian, but say shout out to Adrian live and good. I love you, Mama. You're great, and thank you for letting me be on this earth. And I mean that not just from birth, but not like destroying me sometime, like literally shooting me when I was a delinquent all these years. Okay, so guys, let's just go ahead and wrap this sucker up. And thank you so much, everyone, for watching. It's been a pleasure. Always is a pleasure. Joe, I love your long hair. Hildreth Media, I like the coloring compared to the browns that you did earlier. That was not good. Didn't like it. Thank God. Or the Ohio State. Don't know what you were doing with that. I kind of like this. It's like my high school colors now. I dig that. Mount Tabor, baby. Shout out. So everyone have a great night and enjoy it. And we'll talk to y'all soon. If not tomorrow, then very soon. But probably tomorrow. Much love. See you.